Hi everybody, Alex here from Expert Forex, and in this video we test the new Oracle of Delphi trading robot using Bitcoin. So what you will see is how this EA was developed, the techniques used by this particular EA or trading robot, the role that AI played in developing this robot, and the role it continues to play. We're going to then look at some test results and some trading charts, and then we'll discuss future videos showing the actual robot trading 50 trades. Now, I'm a great fan of golf. I've been playing golf at a very high standard for the last 50 odd years, and the simulation facilities available to golfers these days has absolutely changed the way golf will be played in the future. It allows teachers to teach their students properly and make them understand what is important in the swing. Why this is relevant to this particular trading robot is that if you look at what's on the screen, it gives you amazing information after you've hit the ball. So it actually gives you the club head speed, the ball speed, the angle of attack, the angle of the club coming into the ball, the direction of the club coming into the ball, and a whole lot of other things that will help a teacher or help you when you're practicing make changes in your swings to improve your results. Now, that feedback has never been available before. But what this is, and if you look at this, you're actually hitting into a blanket, a white blanket. This is all projected onto the white blanket. And the system gets all of this information from the instant you hit the ball. It can actually analyze all of that. So what we're saying is it's actually predicting, and there's the prediction, there's the flight shot shown there. It's predicting how the ball will react after you've hit it, because the ball actually only travels 2 or 3 meters, but it projects into the future. It says because of the backspin being this, the side spin being this, the launch angle being that, the apex is being that, this is what you can expect from the shot. So it predicts from the actions that you take when you're hitting the ball. Now, Forex trading is not that much different, because you have price action before an entry into a trade, and and you can then say, based on past experience and a whole lot of other factors, we can predict how this trade will play out. And that is why golf simulation has actually helped me have a different perspective on Forex trading. This doesn't only happen inside hitting a blanket against a wall. You can also get the same information on a driving range. They've extended all this this facility to a driving range. And how they do it is they use radar to the one hitting into the blanket uses radar to read what's happening to the golf ball. The same thing happens outside. It uses radar to trace the flight of the ball, how far it's gone, how far it's going to run, what distance it's done, and so on and so on. A driving range like this would have a couple of radar reference points, and it will be able to trace what your ball is doing after you've hit it. Fantastic technology. As I say, I wish this was around 50 years ago when I was really a top golfer. All of this made me think about the concept of predictability, because everything is predicted at the moment the ball is hit. So the same can be applied to price action. There's past price action history that is available, and you can look at that from different perspectives. Like in golf, they looked at it there. Angle of attack, what your club face is like, what your direction of your swing is, and all that. So they take various factors into account. Now, the same can be applied to trading in general, because this robot is reliable on any instrument traded, and it can predict the future quite reliably. Okay, so how do we get these radar concepts out on the trading charts. We actually set non-horizontal and horizontal radar lines on the actual chart. Now, these might look random to you, but they actually create channels where the price likes trading in. And the channels can go downwards and they can go. Now, what we are more familiar with are the horizontal channels, which are called grids. And they are actually fantastic because, firstly, like this grid, you can see it has the same grid sizes, so it's a constant grid. But look what it does. It actually captures the turning points or the support and resistance points quite well. There's a turning point, and so on. There's a turning point, and over here, turning point, caught turning point, and so on. And you can see there was resistance, and so on. So these grids play a big role in determining turning points in the market. Now, if you combine the grids, non-horizontal, horizontal grids, and a whole lot of other factors, you can start getting a good feel of where the bouncing points in the market are. So let's have a look at that in a little bit more detail. But what I would suggest is that you have a very good look. We have a simple grid trader series. I strongly suggest that these EAs will teach you how grid trading, the role of grid trading, and how powerful grid trading is. Now, there's another concept called dominant angles, and those are those non-horizontal angles that you saw earlier. And they're about, most probably 30 years ago, 25 years ago, I read this book called Dominant Angles, written by an author in Australia. And he explained that every single instrument has a dominant angle or vibration rate that it likes trading against, and it repeats that over and over again. Now, if you want more information about dominant angles, because this system uses dominant angles, but if you want more information about that, I've just Googled dominant angle trading strategies. There they are, and you can see I've got 2 videos on Google, but I've most probably got a lot more. So if you just go to YouTube and search for dominant angles, you'll get a whole lot of information on that. And then one of the biggest problems with writing robots is they like using indicators, because indicators are so nice. But we've written a few robots that use trend lines, vertical trend lines, horizontal trend lines, and you can use those to trade. So this little EA that we've written quite a long time ago will allow you to trade on a set and forget basis in terms of horizontal or non-horizontal bouncing or breakout trades. You can just set them up. So this is a manual trading tool that you can use. If you don't want to watch the charts all the time, it will trade for you. But it still remains a manual trading tool. But in general, you'll see that most robots use indicators as the basis of the trading. That's why the grid robots are so good. They don't use indicators at all. Doesn't matter which time frame you use them on, they will give the same result. So what did we do in the process of creating this predictive bouncing and turning point robot? Firstly, we had a look at horizontal, that's the grid, and non-horizontal, support and resistance. That actually makes up what I call the radar screen on the chart. Then we've also looked at dominant angles. We've looked at trading volumes. Trading volumes are very important in trading. It's like a rocket ship. When there's a big amount of volume, the price takes off, and when it's taken off, it'll take a huge amount of volume to stop it and turn it around. So if you learn to read volume, you can actually find these turning points very easily. Then we looked at candle countings. For instance, are there 5 bull candles or the 6 bear candles in this particular movement? And we also look at the shape of those candles. Are they pins? What kind of candles are they? How strong is the trend? Candles often tell you that. And then we look at time of day considerations. For instance, in the middle of the night when all the markets are closed and there's a move, it's not going to be a big move because there's no volume pushing it. So time of day considerations are very important. And we look at channel trading concept, which is very similar to the dominant angles, but it is more dynamic. Channel trading can be non-horizontal or horizontal depending on the state of the market. Then what we've done is we've looked at all of these and a few other things on different time frames. So we're actually looking at them at 4 time frames. So it's stacking the odds in our favor. That's one of the concepts that is used. And we also have a look back period of 18 months. So we can study the price action, how the price reacted at various price levels and why it reacted that way. And that is the learning point that goes into this particular system. Then we look at confluence of signals. So in other words, because we're using about 10 or 12 strategies, we want as many of them to agree before we trade. So confluence of strategies is very important. So you might get a point where 6 of the techniques that we use all say buy, 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 and then the weighting is pretty strong compared to maybe 1 or 2 of them, of the signals being triggered. And then, as I said earlier, we have a few other ones, but those are the main methods that we use. This development has taken an extremely long time, and AI has been consulted. So in other words, we didn't say to AI, write us a system. We worked and corrected and changed and worked forward. And prompting is one of the skills that is very difficult in trading. But once you get it right, you can prompt the AI. And as you build a better system, you say, all right, I've got a better system now. Well, how can I improve the better system? So it's a consistent AI-assisted process. It's not an AI-created process. This process is created by humans thinking about things. AI is saying, okay, no, you're on the right track or not, or think about this and that type of thing. So it is an AI-assisted process. We are currently on version 17E of this EA. There have been 126 previous versions. So you can see this is hard work. This EA is highly sophisticated, and the development is continuing. It's not perfect. Certainly not perfect. It does produce 100% results, but it's not perfect. Not as perfect as I'd like it to be. So, what is the current status of this EA? Firstly, it's under development, as I've mentioned, and it will probably take 3 to 4 months to commercialize it. Basically, why we can't commercialize it is it is very resource intensive. So in other words, we can't just sell it over the counter because you need 18 months of history. You need all these things, and we're working through that to try and see how we can facilitate this for a commercial EA. There is some trading logic improvements required on an ongoing basis, and we work with AI to help us refine the trading logic. We also want to prove this on live accounts. So we only want to commercialize this once the live accounts are nicely positive and is generating 100% results. Although it's almost ready, there are too many issues that need to be resolved before we can commercialize it. But the good thing is it has achieved 100% success, and we always use a minimum of 50 trades to prove that on all instruments tested. So metals, we've silver, gold, crypto, all the crypto instruments, indices, the main 10 indices in the world, shares, the main 10 shares in the world, and then Forex, we're testing Forex on an ongoing basis. But so far, 100% record on all of them. So please watch upcoming videos. We're going to actually show you the EA trading and the decision making that takes place and the trades that get entered and how it trades. So this was only an early warning to stimulate some awareness and some thought about this powerful EA. And again, I must repeat, please consider using the Simple Grid Trader series to build your knowledge about grid trading, because that's really the basis behind all of this, and it creates the basic radar system that this EA trades. And each instrument has a unique grid system or radar system. Okay, so here are the results of Bitcoin, which we have tested and refined, and we've changed the trading logic, but the same applies to all the instruments that we're testing, and we're almost there. So we started with $10,000 there. There were 50 trades. Of the 50, 100% were successful. So really fantastic results. We use position sizing that is 0.04 lots per thousand in the account. So if your account is small, your lot sizing will small, and your potential drawdown will be very small, very small. I mean, the absolute drawdown here was $6. And then the drawdown is something that we're still working on to see if we can improve that. The risk management is such that we don't use stop losses because of the high success. Well, if you're trading at 100% success rate, you don't need stop losses, do you? Okay, so now let's have a look at some of the trading on the chart. It might look a bit unconventional, but let's have a look at it. And this is what you will see in future. I'm actually going to run the trading. It takes about an hour. It's a long time because we're running it on tick data, and you can actually see the tradings taking place. This was for Bitcoin, and you can see that the EA catches the turning points almost perfectly, not exactly, but almost perfect. You can see here it missed badly, but it's getting better. And we're looking at things like why didn't it cash in on that trend or that trend? You know, it's still missing. There's a sensitivity setting that we need to implement into the EA. But as you can see, and here's the radar, the grid radar. There's the horizontal one, and also bear in mind there's also a non-horizontal one, but if I put that on here you won't even see the chart, so I don't want to confuse you with the non-horizontal grids that appear here. But certainly the grids do help find the turning points. Oh, here's one where it missed a little bit, the turning points in the market quite accurately. Now in the future video you're going to see exactly that, but as it's trading. So you're going to see the 50 trades trading as it's going along. Now I hope you found this video interesting and thought-provoking, and the actions that you need to take from here: master the simple grid trading strategies so that you know how grid trading works and how important grid trading is. It needs no indicators, and as you've seen, this system also uses no indicators. Research dominant angles, just out of interest. Very complicated topic, and you might not, it might not mean much to you, so don't worry about it, but just be aware of dominant angles. They are amazing. And also watch the future videos that will show actual trading. So you'll see gold be traded, you'll see silver, you'll see oil being traded, you'll see shares being traded, indices being traded, you'll see crypto being traded. So watch future videos, and then as always, like and comment on these videos. If you have any questions, just ask the questions. If you have any comments, just make the comments on the videos, because we are still in development phase. So anything that you say might contribute to making this robot more robust. Now, as always, links to anything mentioned in this video will be in the description of the video, as well as in the commentary of the video. I must just remind you again, this EA is not available right now. It's under development, and please watch our future videos for more information. So from me, Alex Deploy, cheerio.